I'm Sergeant Carton Williams of the Greenville Police Department. This is Assistant Chief Don Paul with the East Carolina University Police. Again, we thank you for your assistance and your patience this afternoon. Just to recap what occurred today, at approximately 9:50 a.m., Greenville Police received 2 independent calls stating that a person was walking casually down East 5th Street, armed with what was believed to be an assault rifle. As I said, 2 independent calls. Our traffic cameras were also utilized to kind of confirm this information. You have seen that video, which we displayed, and we will email to you as well. A couple of things out of this before we go into a lot of detail on it. As you know, immediately after 9:50 a.m., East Carolina University went into a lockdown procedure. Their procedures went exactly as planned and exactly as they're supposed to go. They utilized pop-ups on computers, they utilized mass texting, and they also utilized the outdoor warning system. The lockdown system went exactly as it was supposed to and worked exactly as expected. Throughout the course of the hours that followed, or a couple hours afterwards, our officers, the East Carolina officers, as well as Greenville police officers, had a joint effort in conjunction with the North Carolina Highway Patrol and also the Pitt County Sheriff's Office to search the immediate areas for any possible threats on campus and the adjacent areas around campus. Pitt County Schools did lock down 3 local schools as a precaution as well. Through the course of the investigation, we did come against some obstacles. Social media ended up causing us some obstacles as far as sending out a lot of misinformation or fictitious information, and causes us to basically, for lack of a better term, chase ghosts. We had reports on campus of hostage situations. We had reports of gunmen on buses. All those were fictitious. Buses were checked. All ECU buses were secured. All Greenville City transit buses, our Great Bus system, was secured. There were no threats on the buses of ECU or Greenville, City of Greenville. Through the course of the investigation, a reserve Pitt County deputy encountered and identified the subject in question that's on the video. The person was not a threat and was not carrying a weapon. Again, he was not a threat and was not carrying a weapon. Based on that information and the confirmation that there was no longer a threat, East Carolina University gave the all clear and the lockdown was lifted. Their officers went back to routine patrol, as well as the Greenville officers, the Pitt County Sheriff's deputies, and the Highway Patrol in their helicopter. Total, we had approximately 60 officers involved in this effort between the Greenville Police, ECU Police, the North Carolina Highway Patrol, and the Sheriff's Office. Again, we also had their assistance of their helicopter. Based on the information, as I said, we did lift the campus lockdown. The schools lockdown has been lifted as well, and everything is back into a normal operating mode. The individual will not be charged with any crime. The individual did not commit a crime, but was in reality just walking down the street, and as I said, was not actually carrying anything that was a threat to any citizens of Greenville or the students of ECU.
Sergeant Williams, how many people did you actually detain? How many people encountered officers at gunpoint in order to secure this area? You know that?
We do not have an exact number. We did get information that the suspect was possibly in Rivers Building, so we did lock down Rivers Building specifically and evacuate that building. So people probably did encounter many officers around Rivers Building.
Anybody handcuffed? Anybody?
No. No one was handcuffed.
Force used in any encounter?
No.
Can you identify the object that he was carrying?
The object that the person was carrying was an umbrella.
A golf umbrella?
It was I don't know if it was a golf umbrella, but it was a large umbrella.
Chancellor Ballard issued an email saying that he was relieved to find that the allegations or reports of somebody armed on campus were unfounded. Do you agree with that analysis that they were unfounded?
Yes, we do agree they were unfounded. However, again, I will go back to what I said earlier. There was some positives out of this situation, and there were some negatives. From the campus side, from the collaboration between law enforcement, this was a total positive event. We worked together greatly. We had a unified command set up at the East Carolina University Police Department. Law enforcement was flowing smoothly, and everyone was operating in one accord in searching for this person. Again, the obstacles we faced were the social networking sites. We were receiving Facebook accounts of armed gunmen on campus, armed gunmen at other places on buses and other locations. So that became an obstacle. There were tweets going out that stated that similar instances of people with crossbows and assault rifles and things of that sort, those again were totally fictitious, and again they hampered our efforts to try to locate this person that we were looking for.
Was this subject a student affiliated with the university, or is he just a citizen of Greenville?
At this point, I do not know his affiliation with East Carolina, but I do know he is a resident of Greenville.
Sorry, do you know where he was going? Where was he?
I do not.
Where was he located? Like how far away?
Not far from the downtown area, within the close proximity to the downtown area.
On the east side of West End?
It would have been on the east side of town.
Sergeant, we talked to some students who felt like those erroneous tweets and Facebook posts were really people sort of inserting themselves in the story and the situation. They were pretty ticked off. I mean, are you upset? I mean, women go in the line of fire. Does this upset you that this information is out there?
Well, first of all, the Greenville Police Department as well as the East Carolina University Police Department, we are a community-oriented policing agency. We partner with the students, we partner with the citizens of Greenville, and we pride ourselves on working together, building bridges with the community, and we pride ourselves on partnering together to solve crime. Of our local media here, you guys know that we solve crime together all the time by sending out requests through the media. Citizens call in and say, yes, we can identify that person, or we know who did it. In this particular case, the citizens end up working against us with the social media. So not all the citizens, we had a lot of positives out there, but just those that were posting the erroneous information. So in this particular case, the Facebook and Twitter worked against us.
Is there a word of warning though for students that they're sending stuff out there?
Well, when you do things that cause fictitious information to go out, it hinders the actual efforts of the police agencies. It causes us to go after leads that are fictitious, and it actually delays us from taking care of the real business at hand, and that's locating the person that we were looking for.
Is there any frustration with this? Because basically you spend man-hour in time over a large umbrella.
Well, there's frustration in the fact that, as I said, we came against some obstacles. Yes, well, actually, I'm glad that it was not a weapon. We don't want that here in Greenville. We want the citizens to know that Greenville is a safe place. East Carolina University is a safe place. But again, we had some real positives come out of this. This alert system went perfect. It went as we planned. We actually had a practice session or training session a few months back with East Carolina University, joint efforts, and this went exactly as it was supposed to go. I don't know of any glitches unless Chief TV Paul can tell us that occurred. Every time I tried to move somewhere on campus towards the end of this, I couldn't go anywhere without getting questioned and having to show my ID, and I'm still wearing a bulletproof vest. So it was working fine. No one was moving on campus itself, and I think overall this operation, even though there was not a weapon, it went great. Yes, we spent man hours that could have been doing other things like patrolling the streets and the neighborhoods, but this operation could not have gone any better from a law enforcement standpoint.
Does this speak to the campus here, the concern of Bobcat and Campbell University last year, people are just on edge?
Well, I think what we have here in Greenville and all across the United States is we have people that are willing to speak up and take a stand to stop crime. We actually have a crime prevention effort here in Greenville, and that's what it's called. Speak up, stop crime. We encourage people to call us. We'd rather respond to 10 instances of nothing where it's just something that somebody misread somebody's actions or saw something they thought was something and it ended up being nothing. And not that one time they not call and it'd be the real thing. So call us. We'd rather have this 10 times over than to not have someone call and something tragic happen on campus or here in town.
Sergeant Williams, if this person was indeed carrying a rifle, would he have been breaking any sort of law, city or state?
There is a charge that is called going armed to the terror of the public. But there again, there's some factors and some elements of that crime that have to be met before that person can be charged. And in this case, again, there was no weapon, so that really doesn't come into play.
And when you talked to him, what was his reaction when you told him he, pretty much was the reason that there was a lockdown, there was all this activity because he was spotted with some sort of object around campus?
Well, I'm not going to comment as to what his reaction and all that was because, it could have been any of us here, today who was mistaken.
What were the actual circumstances that signaled to all the law enforcement agencies and the scenario that it was now time to get the all clear?
Once the confirmation was made that the same person on the video was the same person that was contacted by law enforcement and that indeed was the same item that was on the video, it's been compared, same outfit, same everything that he had on the video, he still had on. Same item that he had with him that was believed to be a rifle was still on his person. So based on those comparisons and conversations with the reserve deputy as well as that person, the all clear was given. The consultation between Chief Shelton, our administrators at Greenville, and as well as the chancellor, they ended up lifting the lockdown.
Chief, before you had a situation over at the Rivers building where you sort of focused in there, you gave it some particular attention, and please confirm or deny that the building was evacuated at one point. Can you describe what was going on over there and why?
We used a systematic evacuation to get everyone out of that building because we had information that the suspect had gone into that building. So we went into the lockdown mode, officers surrounded that building, set up a perimeter, and then officers went through and tactical teams clearing each room by room until we were satisfied the building was empty.
How did they go with the occupants of the building inside? What kind of scenario did you establish?
We told them that we needed them to evacuate the area. Most of them had already heard either the outdoor warning system or had received one of the messages that we were sending out via the alert system, and they knew what was happening, so they was calm and orderly.
Assistant Chief Stephen Paul, when was the last time the university was placed on lockdown for a gunman, for a bomb threat, for any sort of suspicious activity for a long period of time?
I do not know the last time.
So you run an active shooter drill pretty much every year. What are the things, the discrepancies, or anything that's different between a real-life situation and what you run a simulation every year?
Yes, we recently ran a simulation over at our West Campus, the Brody campus, and that was held back in August.
What was it? Are there any differences between this real-life situation and what you ran a few months ago, what you run every year?
No, it was a very close scenario, and everything was positive.
Sergeant Williams, you were also over in the area of Rotary Street and Johnson. There was another situation where officers concentrated in the residence. Can you fill us in on what that was like?
I had heard reports that was the location where someone was believed to have a crossbow. I have not been able to confirm that at this point, so I do not have any further information on that.
Were there any other areas where either ECU or Greenville Police focused their attention at any point?
I know at one point we received information that on one of the city great buses that there may have been a threat. That's why many of you were stationed near the area of 4th and Reed and were videoing the city buses. There was no threat again on any city bus. However, here again, because of misinformation through social networking, we received information that we had a threat, and we confirmed that there was no threat.
And some schools within the city, State County schools, were also locked down. Can you address that?
That is correct. I've heard from Heather Mayo, Public Information Officer from State County Schools, that Wall Coast, which is located on East 5th Street, just down from the campus, Eastern Elementary, which is not far from campus, CMS, which is over right adjacent to campus on Elm Street, as well as Elmhurst, which is just behind the stadium. All were locked down.
And we saw a lot of students roaming about, even though the campus was on lockdown. Do you feel a majority of students took this serious, heeded warning to stay inside?
The students that we had contact with, yes, were told to shelter in place, and those who were roaming about, we tried to get their attention and send them inside the building.
And could you just reiterate the amount of time between when this person was spotted and reported to the amount of time when this subject was apprehended and found out it was not a weapon?
I don't really have the exact number at all.
Ballpark, hours, 2 hours?
I really hate to. Any other questions? Again, we thank you guys for your patience. I know it's been a lot today for you guys trying to get interviews and stuff, and if we didn't get to you, we apologize, but again, we had to handle the matter at hand, and we do appreciate your assistance.
Thank you.